The transatlantic slave trade was the largest forced migration of people in history. Between 1500 and 1800, around 12 to 15 million African men, women, and children were taken from their homes and transported to the Americas by Europeans. It's estimated that over 2 million Africans died on the merciless voyage across the Atlantic, where they were treated like cattle. Some jumped overboard in desperate resistance to the torture and deprivation. Those who survived were auctioned off to the highest bidder and put to work in the colonies and plantations in the Caribbean and North, Central, and South America. It was a life of cruelty and unrelenting work. Enslaved people had no rights. Families were separated, and any children born became slave owners' property. Britain and other countries grew rich on this trade and people and the cheap and plentiful goods they produced, despite the terrible human cost involved. By 1770, British traders were transporting around 42,000 enslaved Africans across the Atlantic every year. It was a lucrative business. Between 1761 and 1808, British traders transported 1,428,000 African people across the Atlantic and made £60 million, perhaps $8 billion in today's money. Port cities prospered, as did thousands of people, from the merchants, bankers, and shipbuilders to factory workers and shop owners. Money made was used to build roads, railways, universities, country houses, changing Britain's landscape. Profits were crucial to the rapid industrial expansion, to the growth of the British Empire, and Britain became one of the most powerful countries in the world. As a result of the transatlantic slave trade, millions of people of African descent live across the world and don't know their ancestral roots. Much of the prosperity that Britain, other European countries, and the Americas enjoy today is built on the back of lost lives and histories. Meanwhile, in Africa, the loss of millions of people was compounded by colonial exploitation, with effects that last into the present day. And the institutionalized racial ideas and anti-blackness entrenched by the legacy of the slave trade are still with us. They must be confronted, understood, and eradicated for good.